Hey guys, thank you for beaming in. This is Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Cockins. You know what I liked about Star Trek, Stuart? One of the many things I like about Star Trek.
The phasers,
Yes. Check out our
the
film
ships,
pages.
obviously.
The
ships.
ships.
That's what you're getting at. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
the new ships in Star Trek. No. In this one specifically, Stuart, I'm referencing when Trek feels like one big universe, where things from different eras, where technology, you can see an A to B to C transition, and even if the style may look different, a la TOS, and then you look at the Wrath of Khan, the Beam, radically different, but it's stylist, it's the same thing, just stylistically a bit different. So I love when things evolve in a relatable line. And in this episode of Star Trek Picard, episode 5, while we've seen transporters already in the Serena, they've been a little bit inconsistent that they can both site to site anywhere on the bridge or just on the pad, and they go to the pad when they can beam anywhere. It's a bit who cares. So when they do use the pad, it's great. But we do get to see the pad and the pad console.
Yeah, and the first time you see it too, it's from the side, and he's beaming down Raffi, I believe, and you actually see he's still got the 3 dials that he pushes up. So it was a nice visual tie-in. It's like, again, we don't know if this is Starfleet tech, if this is just civilian tech. We assume it's civilian because of the ship, but it's still the same principle for transporters.
And you assume that Starfleet tech came first. It was designed to be advanced first, and then it sort of disseminates down to Federation tech as it became. The Starfleet is going to hold out on transporter emitters for 200 years. I mean, I would assume that would be public knowledge within 2, and then blah, blah, blah. So it's all based on Starfleet tech. It just might not be built by a Starfleet technician.
But yeah, to see that nice tie-in with the sliders was great. And then later we get another shot of the console as well over somebody's shoulder, and it's really neat because the back of the ship, there's the transporter area, and there's like a long strip. There's actually 5 transporter pads in there. We find out from this, and it's really nicely laid out. I actually really like this console. It looks like the smaller boxes there are ones you would tap, and they'd enlarge to show you the information because you can't read any of that. But anyway, it's transporter stuff done right, and it looks good.
Yes, maximum points. I mean, it was such a small touch, but anyone that knows Trek knows this is a thing that carried on the entire time. Don't know why. It just is. Yeah.
And then there's the section right beside that. There says targeting scanner. It also says annular confinement beam. So there's a lot of nice little touches in here that, again, they like to do this when they build props for Star Trek. They like to label everything and whatever. So I'm glad that's still going on. It's not quite as noticeable up front with the holograms, obviously, because they're off most of the time. But this is really nice to see.
Yeah, this is. I mean, I've given credit for the transporter effect. The one in Discovery is okay, but it's not the best. This one I think is a nice carryover, and I love the fact that it's actually a fully 3D effect. They put time into, actually roads. I mean, obviously the people themselves been cut out because they obviously beam in and out, but it's a fully 3D effect. It would be nice because I know it kind of goes up as if you're beaming up. It would be nice if it went down and beaming down, up. I mean, obviously, gravity is relative, but that would bring a nice touch. If you're beaming down, it goes down and up. But I like the sense of motion that you get with it, which you kind of in TNG a bit when it goes. This one's even more motiony. But I mean, there's some really nice. In fact, this one, which I don't know if you have, but it's a side shot where Raph is beaming and she's mid-beam. And it was a great still, and looks very much like she could be, Decker's daughter. After he's been V'Ger together, because he almost is the effect of filled in light, and that was like the big climax of that film, and they just made it as a random still. But it's such a good beam. I think it was one of the better things of the art design.
Yeah, so props to them for their prop.
Yes.
And their effects.
I also heard when Jerry Ryan came back, she was pleasantly surprised that she was doing a scene and she pressed one of the buttons. She did that obviously in Voyager and nothing happened. She pressed it and it changed the panel because the buttons actually do things. So that's actually a touchscreen that actually, I mean, you can make an app on your phone which understands it. So they just did that, and so this is actually doing that on stage. But like, if you give them fully touch controllable panels and see them moving, would be really much more impactful, you know. And this was a great touch. So yeah, Transporter's done right. Something I can't fault them for at all.
There you go, guys. I mean, this was a short one, but we thought we'd at least cover it.
Well, as we always say, we caught the good and the bad,
and the ugly. Did you guys love this shot when you see when I saw the sliders? I was really impressed. So,
well, the last question though, is it fan service? What level of fan service is it?
It's not fan service. It's the technology. We've done an episode on transporters, and each of those sliders is for a different purpose. They're usually locked together, but if you need to in certain situations, you can slide them independently to get the desired effect. So I absolutely love that it's still incorporated in.
Yeah, it's tech. I mean, it's like in Star Wars, how can seeing a Jawa be fan service if you go to a planet which has scavengers? Like, that's just, who does that?
Yeah, see, fan service is thrown around a little bit too casually these days, I think. And I think that's why a lot of stuff in Star Trek and Star Wars isn't included, because they're afraid they're going to get, said they're doing fan service, and then when it's not in there, everybody's like, oh, wow, you don't care about us. You didn't use anything that came before.
Yeah, well, it's like ships should have red impulse drives and blue warp grills. Or if an alien color, if you're Federation, that's not fan service, that's just functional tech. There's things and bobs that should be included, and this 3 grill is just what it would be. But yes, sorry to interrupt you, but I just wanted to ask that question because I got called out for that.
Yeah. Well, guys, so like I was saying, put your comments down below. What did you think of the transporter effect? Did you love seeing the sliders the first time you saw them? And what do you think of the panel? I mean, we haven't seen a lot of panels or tech per se as far as that goes. It's usually holograms, which seem messy. But let us know what you think about this down in the comment section. And don't forget, if you want to help us out, you can do so. You can do Patreon, which is a monthly service, or you can head on over to PayPal. All the information is down below, or just click the donate button on Trekyards.com.
And there's this join thing. So what is this join thing? It's new.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a join button down there. So pretend the panel, if you're watching on a computer, pretend the panel underneath the video there is your transporter console. You've got the subscribe button, which is the lock on button, locks you onto the channel. You get the notify button, which you click that, you get select all the targets. And there's a join button. That's the initiate transport button. And when you hit it, you can join the channel and help us out. It's similar to Patreon. It's like a monthly thing. But you get cool bonuses and stuff, and you get beamed up to the ship as either a commander, a captain, or an admiral. So you can choose your rank while you're beaming up.
It's very fancy.
That's right. And it includes some really cool stuff. So check it out.
And if you want to have your voice heard, we do lives every single week talking to you about great topics. And as part of that, you get to talk to us live and super chat to support the channel. And those things do literally fund the channel. And we do great with them. And we could always do with some more people to help us out. So join in those and have fun with the great community we've built over the last few years.
Yeah, we got a great community. And that's part of joining, which is fun because you get to have your name highlighted and get to use cool emojis in those lives. So if you can join us for them, please do so. So until next time, guys, I am Captain Foley.
And I am Commander Coggins. Bye, guys.
See ya.